Now let's get to our big breaking news story of the morning. Russian troops are on the move right now. The country is attacking Ukraine on several fronts.
Now, the first reports of military movement happened last night at around 10 o'clock our time. And here is what has happened since then. We know Russia is now reporting through its state media it's taken out all of Ukraine's air defense systems. The Associated Press is reporting large explosions were heard before dawn in Kiev, Kharkiv, and Odessa. And on your screen right now, you can see footage of Russian forces moving into Ukraine through Crimea. At last check, Ukrainian military leaders say their forces are engaged with Russia on the northern, eastern, and southern borders. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has declared martial law and is now calling on other countries in Europe to help protect their airspace from Russian attacks. NATO leaders are in an emergency session right now, and during yesterday's United Nations meeting, the U.S. ambassador to the UN blasted Russia's aggressive moves.
So let us be clear. All parties are not culpable here. There's no middle ground. Calling for both sides to de-escalate only gives Russia a pass. Russia is the aggressor here.
We expect President Joe Biden to address the nation at some point in the next several hours, and there will likely be more U.S. and European Union sanctions against Russia. Members of the Ukraine government have asked Western nations to step in and help protect the country in the air. But at this point, the U.S. and European nations have not committed any military action, although within the last 15 minutes or so, we've gotten word that NATO will beef up its air, land, and sea support on the eastern flank of what's going on there in Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin says if they change their minds, meaning the Western countries, and they decide to get involved, there will be a steep price.
Anyone who tries to intervene, to be a threat to our country, to our people, should know that Russia's response will be fast and leave you such consequences you will never face again, and you faced again in your history.
Putin made a similar threat to Ukrainian soldiers in a speech this morning, telling them to lay down their guns or there will be bloodshed. He also said he's protecting Russian interests and has no plans to take the entire country. Either way, just hours after the first attack, we are feeling the impact.
So we want to bring in Fox 4's John Barron. He has been tracking the stock markets this morning. And John, we are already seeing some big changes because of the Russian military movements, right?
Yeah, that's right, Lisa. Take a look at your screen right now. I've put together the newest numbers from international markets as well as the U.S. futures. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. Let's start here at home. Now, the Dow Futures right now are looking like almost 800 points, and the S&P yesterday closed at the lowest point of the year. Now, we'll start with the changes when the market opens at 9:30. But in the rest of the world, markets are down between 2 and 3%. But at this point, analysts say that kind of fall is not concerning. They're watching for how long this attack will take place and how far into Ukraine Russia will go. Now, if the invasion is a long one, combined with supply chain problems we've already had, they say we could see shortages with things like wheat, aluminum, and nickel. Now, aluminum is one of the big ones here in Southwest Florida. That's because there already is a shortage and they're delaying new home construction. But the biggest concern for us is gas prices. Now, I'll be back in the next half hour to tell you just how big this will be an impact for us now. But for now, Chris and Lisa, back to you.
All right, we'll see you in about 30 minutes, John. Thank you. This story will develop all morning long, and we will update you as developments happen.
And you can follow all of our coverage on this story, not just here on air, but online as well. Just go to our website, fox4now.com. We have all of the latest information there.